Hello.
Hello, world. It looks like we're doing a
Hello.
content
Yeah,
creator live stream today.
it looks like we are. Is it live? I think we're
Yeah.
live. It
We
says
are live.
so. I think we're good. That's cool.
I've got an interesting topic.
All right.
Working without a computer. This day and age,
That's tough.
you don't normally do that, especially in software development. But I have been looking into doing a bit of that because I don't have my computer with me today. But yeah, I think that actually sometimes getting rid of the electronics and just thinking and putting your ideas down on paper and stuff can actually be it's a very different way of looking at your problems, I think. And it actually has helped me a little bit. Just like kind of trying to visualize maybe the architecture of my app or something on a piece of paper. Like how do you draw a back end? How does that look? And that's been really interesting to me, even though it has been limiting.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Have you been writing out code?
No, I'm not writing the code on a piece of paper. I'm more just trying to find like general ways of representing how the app is working. And maybe I'll do like a tiny little like pseudo code something, but
Yeah.
I'm not like, I'm not going through writing all of the lines of code.
That'd be pretty hilarious
on a piece of paper. So like one of the YouTubers I like, his name is Ben Eater. He's really awesome. But he's pretty old school in terms of like he does a lot of like hardware stuff. He built like a CPU on a breadboard, which is basically just like using wires, which is pretty incredible. But I was laughing because a lot of times he'll print like his code out onto a piece of paper and then show you that in the video. So I was kind of thinking about that, just going old school, writing it down hard.
Yeah. There is this, I forget what it is, but I've seen these before. They look like this. They look like little punch cards. Have you seen these? Where people would they would have like a little punch card thing. This is like super old. Like probably
like
in the
punch
80s.
card code?
Yeah.
I think
and it had like a little punch card thing.
That's like one of the first ways of programming a computer.
And you put it into a printer, and the printer would read that, and then it would give you something sometimes on a display or something.
Yeah. I mean, fundamentally, cool. we're really doing the same thing.
Right. Yeah. Just the input's more advanced because you have an actual like graphic interface, and you have like actual like keyboard. The keyboard and mouse, honestly, is like some of the coolest things that we've ever invented. We take it for granted, but it's pretty cool.
There are people, and I am sort of getting on this train a little bit too, who actually very much dislike the mouse. Because I think that the mouse came around, I'm not exactly sure, but it's not as old as the computer, right? Like computers had existed and keyboards existed before the mouse. So like something like certain text editors, like old school text editors, like Vim or something, they don't even use the mouse at all, and it uses like just bindings on the keyboard to like create a bunch of shortcuts for you, which is like kind of awesome too. So yeah, the mouse is cool, but it's also not as necessary as you might believe. Well, maybe on
it depends on what you're doing, man. I mean,
if you're playing a video, I don't know. I mean, it depends. Yeah, I guess it does depend.
I mean, if I'm trying to do something in Ableton and I don't have a mouse, I'm screwed. I can't do anything. I mean, I don't have all those key commands memorized.
Yeah.
Or like moving around Slack. You can't move around Slack using just key commands.
Right, because modern software is developed like with it in mind that most people would use the mouse. But if it weren't, then it might be easier, better, and more efficient to use.
I don't like using mice. Is that the plural of mouse, mice? I don't like.
Yeah, but you have a touchscreen. That's the same thing.
No, I don't use my touchscreen. It's just purely incidental that I have a touchscreen.
Oh, so you prefer to use all key inputs?
I use
the most you can. Yeah.
Occasions, like at very like, for example, browsing Google, I might sometimes use my mouse scroller on my keypad. But like
How do you?
some people like plug a physical mouse into their laptop even.
Hmm.
No, I
Yeah.
mean the trackpad is counting as a mouse.
Yeah.
Yeah,
then I
like
guess I,
if you imagine like this text editor that I use called Vim,
We're talking
it
about this
does
guy right here. This is
yeah,
what
yeah.
we're talking about.
No, I see.
it doesn't use a mouse, but like
He's saying.
No, now that I understand, I realize I look like a fool.
No, it's cool. I get what you're talking about, but coders are like that. They're like, no, man, all you need is we just need a new terminal that allows you to access everything. And
yo,
it's
I mean
okay.
like because
I
in
mean,
this text editor,
I'm
for
just waiting for
example,
the day they put a chip in my head so I can just choose the thing I want by looking at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vim. I haven't used Vim.
Yeah, you just hit like D6457. It'll copy all of your like just different combinations. It'll be like it'll copy all of your stuff at the beginning, insert it somewhere else, like, and then you can do it in like a matter of seconds instead of like trying to find where you click the mouse. It like starts getting really awkward once you realize how inefficient it is. But at the same time, I'm so used to using it that even though I can see the value in like something like Vim, I still like want to move to like stuff that I'm used to. So,
Yeah, and you'd have to memorize so many freaking key commands.
yeah,
Like
you
think
do.
about how many applications you use and how many things they do.
Yeah.
Like it's pretty cool that you can like memorize like cut, copy, paste,
It's
split
good for a
screen,
text
screen
editor, but
record.
like obviously if you're going to have some sort of graphical user interface, a mouse makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah, but yeah, because like the functions of individual apps are all going to inherently be different. Like for a lot of apps, like you can use like Command B for bold, Command I for italics, Command U
Yeah.
for underline, Command X for cut, etc. And but like each app has its own function, and you know, like you have to have a way of interfacing. It's kind of like
Yeah.
if it would be like, what if like it kind of breaks down, especially when you think about mobile. Because what if like your mobile phone was only a keyboard and there was no touch point at all? Like you couldn't touch the screen, it didn't do anything. You had to pull
because
out
at
a
this
little
point you're kind of
keyboard.
like digging into like what is the fundamental purpose of a computer? Like
Yeah, exactly.
like I mean, you want some sort of input and some sort of output. If we lived in a world that didn't have a mouse, you'd really have to change the entire way that you think about how a user interacts with programs.
Right. Yeah. And yeah, I just think once you like break it down to its basic principles, it really stops making sense when people are like, you don't need the cursor.
No, I mean, in the modern world, you do need a cursor, but there could be a world that you could imagine where everything was made not for that, or maybe for some sort of different output.
I mean, that's originally how all computers were. They just had a terminal, and you just type into the terminal what you wanted it to return.
Yeah.
But and then they created operating systems that were more and more advanced, and then eventually those operating systems would run multiple programs, and they wouldn't use the same key commands.
I wish that the joystick got more popularity.
That would be cool.
The joystick?
Yeah, you control a computer with a joystick. No, I don't. I am kidding.
Or the motion. Remember when they made those gloves? And like you could hold your hand and like move the mouse like this? Like you're conducting a symphony. But then when you go to use the keyboard, when you move the mouse,
maybe.
Like how do you make the
I
motion
like it.
for
It's
click?
like you're a wizard doing incantations.
I mean, you just have to use machine learning to figure out what you're doing, and it'll have to take into account that people are going to be moving towards the mouse, I don't
think it's doing anything. Apple will skip the whole touchscreen thing and go straight for gesture control.
Yeah.
The next MacBook Pro.
Have you guys seen the Onion video?
Yeah. What?
Have you guys seen the Onion video where Apple releases their newest phone and it doesn't even have a touch screen? It just has a wheel that you spin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hipsters, man. They love it. Gotta love the wheel. Gotta love the wheel. Well, everyone, it's approaching noon, which means it's eating time, food time, soon, food soon. I'm drawing food right now, but I realize that I'm not sharing the screen, so it honestly doesn't really matter. So, but yeah, hopefully you've enjoyed this ramblings about technology, and let us know what you think about cursors in the comments below, and gesture controlled
I don't
computers.
like cursors. I don't like cursors. People should watch their mouths and only use family language.
There you go. That's about as content oriented as we're gonna get today. So watch your mouth out there.